Hey everybody, and welcome back to this, I guess much requested, I think it was requested by about two people, but that's quite a lot for me, much requested Premier League kit review. So we did this last season. I'd like to think I was the first person to do this. I don't know if that's the case though. But I didn't see any other videos, so I feel like I came up with the idea myself. But I have seen quite a few ones this season, so I'm like, oh, I'm a bit of a trendsetter, which is quite a nice feeling. So last season, we had a special guest give their opinion as well, and she is back this year. So Ava from Aversmar. I'll leave a link in the description. You should go and check her channel out. It's very good. It's also her birthday soon, so you should definitely check it out and give her a subscribe if you like that sort of thing. But she's also gone through and reviewed them and left me some notes so we can get a perspective of somebody who doesn't like football and is more fashion orientated than I ever will be, so we can you can kind of get an idea of someone's opinion, I guess, outside of your kind of football knowledge or opinions, I guess. So that's quite cool as well. Not every kit is released at the minute, so we're missing some kits, but we'll go through and do what we can, and then maybe in some more of the transfer review things I can mop up the rest and as we go along. So I guess it's alphabetical, and we've got AFC Bournemouth starting off. Absolutely nothing new here whatsoever with Bournemouth. Ava gave it 3 out of 10, saying yawn, great start, which I possibly don't disagree with. I don't mind a black and red stripe. It obviously is Bournemouth's colour. They're not going to do much else. It looks exactly the same as their kit last season. I'm not going to say that's a good or bad thing, but that's the way it is. I think they don't have it here, but I think if we go to their online store, they've got their third kit, which is that, I think they had this last season as well, as the same colour, like this mint kind of what they would call sharp green, but it's like a minty green. I don't think it's terrible, but in terms of like a third kit, but it is pretty terrible. They don't seem to have an away kit yet, so I don't know what they're going to do for that. But yeah, black shorts, very plain black shorts. Umbros are kind of a classic kit manufacturer, I guess. They don't really do much kind of crazy stuff. But yeah, it's okay, I guess. Not terrible. And next up we have Arsenal. So Ava says, Arsenal, 1 out of 10. I feel like this is the most basic a football shirt can get. Wow, that is not a good review, is it? Arsenal. This is obviously a callback to classic kits. I'm well aware of that, and it's there. I don't disagree though necessarily. I don't like it. I especially don't like that collar on it. I think it looks weird the way it's like doesn't join a little bit there. I think that's a bit weird. Yeah, I there is always, every now and then, I think like football kit manufacturers always go back to like a kind of retro kit to appease fans or whatever, or get that kind of retro feeling, and I guess they've kind of done this. I don't think they've got have they got an away kit yet? Oh, they have. Oh my god, it's even worse. Okay, so again, they've gone retro with the away kit. A callback, you can see Ian Wright here is wearing the very classic JVC kind of away kit. I don't like that one either, to be completely honest with you. I think that's not very nice. We can see here also 60 quid. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. I mean, it's borderline disgusting, to be honest with you. At the end of the day, away kits often are a little bit flamboyant. Well, third kits usually more so, because obviously I don't want it to clash or anything like that. But yeah, not. I think that's just a very kind of basic. I don't think there's any pattern whatsoever on the shirt, which might be a good thing or a bad thing depending on how you look at it. I've always thought Arsenal had a nice badge. To be fair to them, I know that was kind of redesigned a while ago. Not a fan of sleeve sponsors either. I'll be completely honest. I don't think that does. I don't think that's a good thing. I think maybe when you buy the shirt, you don't necessarily get the sleeve sponsor. But yeah, I guess you could say it's clean, but not a massive fan. Aston Villa here. Now, I thought this was interesting because I was like, this is really nice. I like these colours setting off each other and the gold kind of logo and stuff. And then I realised, then I looked it up, and that's the shirt here. This the claret and blue here, and this is a training shirt. Because I went onto their store to see if they had like an away kit, which they don't, I believe, right now. Or is this the away kit? Oh, I think the away kit might just be black. But yeah, turns out the training kit is that one, and that is the home kit. So is this it's the goalkeeper shirt? Goalkeeper shirt's just black. Okay. Yeah, so very, very odd there. Ava says 8 out of 10. Nice colour nice colour palette, like the blue trim around the neckline and shoulders. I mean, I think that's the thing. Like, I like this too a lot, but this isn't the kit, which is confusing a little bit. I think this is way better than this. I would agree and say that's a really nice kit, but this is it, and that's not very nice. I don't think the badge especially is awful compared to that one. But there you go. If I was an Aston Villa fan, I'd be buying the training kit. Next up, we have Brighton and Hove Albion. Ava says 6 out of 10. The middle one is good. I like the stripes, but that green, what? Don't get me started on the black. Do these designers even try, bro? So the green one is actually the goalkeeper kit, which obviously green is a classic kind of goalkeeper kit. I kind of know this, but it's interesting seeing someone's perspective of like, why is it green? The black, I agree with, exceptionally basic, isn't it? Like, it really looks like there's no effort. It looks like they just got a basic Nike training top. You can see it a bit better here, and then just put on the logo and stuff. That's it. It really doesn't look good. I will say the badge doesn't look terrible, I don't think, but it's just a really bog standard Nike kit, isn't it, really? Personally, I'm not a fan of these different, like, these stripes within stripes, if that makes sense. Here on the Brighton shirt, I think it looks a little bit weird, and also just having the gold tick is a bit odd, isn't it? I think. Let's see if we can get a kind of a better view of it here. What does it say there? Established 1901. Okay, so the back's all right, actually. The back kind of looks quite cool, I think. Yeah, I'm not quite sure on the gold, and you got the sleeve there. There's a lot going on, I think, on this shirt. I'm not 100% sure I agree with it all. And it's weird because there's like nothing going on the away shirt, is there? It's like nothing. Obviously, you got like a slightly two-tone like shoulder, but that's really it. So weird, interesting. Yeah, so Ava gave that 6 out of 10. I'd probably agree with that and say 6 out of 10 is probably about right there. Next up, we have Burnley. That's been given a 7 out of 10. She says, I'm not sure what purpose it serves, but the Asian characters piqued my interest momentarily, but now I'm just confused as why it's there. So it's obviously a shirt sponsor, isn't it? A lot of shirt sponsors now seem to be kind of Chinese or Asian of some sort, I guess, because the game's getting really big there and they pay the money. Yeah, I'm not a fan. I don't like the collar. Like, what's going on with that collar? Let's have a look at it a little bit more close up, I guess. Yeah, I just don't like that, actually, to be honest with you. I think that would annoy me more than anything. Oh, you can get watches. Yeah, that's what I've always wanted, a Burnley watch. They got a away kit yet? Home? No, they don't. They haven't announced an away kit yet. Yeah, again, Umbro doing kind of very similar things. I do not like this sleeve like detail here. What even is that? I don't get that at all. I think it doesn't look terrible, actually, to be honest with you. I quite like the way it's just off at the shoulder there, rather than you see some which come up like that. Quite like that, because that looks a little bit different now. I remember when, kind of Arsenal kit does that a little bit as well. That kind of looks all right, actually. So, yeah, I'd probably give it like a 5 out of 10, I think, really, on that one. Chelsea. Just one word for Chelsea: snooze fest. Um, 2 out of 10. I think that's a little harsh, I'm going to say. I don't really like what's going on here with this home shirt personally. Let's see if we can get a little bit more detail around it. No, I don't want to win a signed shirt. Let's have a look. So if we can zoom in here, let me just try. Okay. Very busy. Not quite sure what this is supposed to be. Does it say? The iconic stadium. Yeah, I figured it might be the stadium because this kind of looked like the kind of thing. I mean, I think there's better ways you could have done that, like a lot better ways. I appreciate having the kind of like, I think it was a Man United one used to have like Old Trafford on it and it looked a little bit crappy. I kind of understand that. And Blues have called the bridge home since 1905. And it's just woven into his Chelsea history. It's also woven into the fabric of the new kit. Brilliant. Excellent. Yeah. Yeah, not a massive fan of this. I can appreciate trying to do something a little bit different. But yeah, I'm not. It just really looks like a kid's gone at it with a crayon, doesn't it? Really. Little red detail on the back's okay. I think they have a really smart sponsor, Chelsea. It doesn't, it's not crazy or anything like that. It's not huge. But yeah, not a massive fan of that home kit. Away kit I quite like. I'm a big fan of away kits with collars, or not away kits, but shirts with these type of collars, because you don't see this anymore. And I think that's almost a shame. It's obviously quite basic. In a way, I actually really like it, to tell you the truth. That's the sort of like shirt I don't think you'd mind wearing too much in public. I wouldn't pay £90 for it, don't get me wrong. But like if that didn't have any logos or anything on it, that would just be quite a smart looking polo shirt, wouldn't it? Which I don't know if that's a good thing or not, because you're paying 90 quid for it. I don't like the way it looks in these photos, because this looks like it could just peel off. And yeah, I don't know if that's particularly good. Sometimes I wish as well the women's kits would be different, just to kind of, I don't know, I guess I help them market themselves a little bit differently, I kind of feel like that would be quite good, even if it was like the same color, but it just had different detailing on it and stuff like that. I think that could be quite cool, but we are where we are, I guess. Maybe one day. But yeah, I quite like the button collar on it. You can do the old Cantona thing then, flip it up. So I certainly wouldn't give that a 2 out of 10. I'd say that probably that away kit is nice, and probably my favourite so far. It's not saying a lot. So I'd definitely give that like an 8 out of 10 probably. But the home kit, not a fan, to be honest with you. I don't think it looks good on them either, to be honest with you. So yeah, there we go. Now, Crystal Palace. Now, obviously, I am biased, being a Crystal Palace fan, on there. But let's see what Ava has to say about it. She says 7 out of 10. I like that the blue runs up through the shorts and into the top. Looks interesting with the contrasting red stripes. The away kit is funky and reminds me of Radio Wave. 7 out of 10. Yeah, we'll move on to the away kit in a sec. The home kit I really like. I like these shades of white on there. I would probably have preferred a slightly darker shade of red, but I like it. It's good. I think Puma makes some good kits. I don't like the badge. I will criticize that. Last season, it felt like it was actually embroidered onto the shirt, whereas this, it's still embroidered, but it feels like it's a stick-on kind of thing. Yeah, I like the white additions to it. I think that kind of makes the accent off there. Don't like the shirt sponsor, but what can you do? Yeah, otherwise I think it's quite a nice looking home kit. I really like the away kit. I think it's doing something quite interesting. I like the 2 different color collars as well. That's pretty cool. Again, the badge though doesn't look good on it at all. It just really looks like someone stuck it on. I like the design. I see what she's saying, the radio waves kind of thing. I think it's different and interesting. Yeah, I really like that away kit actually. And I think if the badge was better, I would consider probably going for that one, but I don't think I will. Yeah, they look pretty cool. A lot of people have kind of said stuff because when they launched the away kit, like Wolf Sahar wasn't in any of the shots. You can kind of see here, like he's not in there. People are, it's because he's leaving. What they failed to understand was he was actually at the African Cup of Nations at that time, so couldn't do a photo shoot. But people love to just do stuff like that, don't they? I wonder if Crystal Palace has any like terrible like merchant. I'm sure they have got a lot. But yeah, I think it's quite nice on there. Training kit's quite nice as well. I haven't seen the goalkeeper kit. Oh, there's the goalkeeper kit. I mean, it's just a goalkeeper kit. I don't really like it, to be honest with you, but there you go. But yeah, I think that's cool. I'll not feel ashamed to be a Palace fan next season. We have Everton next. We got 3 out of 10 from Ava. At least they use a different short colour. By the way, the Crystal Palace kit is my favourite so far. At least they use a different short colour. Yeah, it's a little bit kind of... I didn't even realise it was only on the top bit they've got this design. Oof. Just signed Fabian Delph as well. Firstly, you've got Angry Birds on your shoulder, so you have zero street credibility, don't you, there, really? You wouldn't be seen out dead with a bloody shirt which said Angry Birds on the side. I mean, that's crazy. Secondly, I can appreciate you doing something different, Umbro. I'm not sure this was the way to go. Again, not a fan of that badge either. It looks very stuck on. Simple shirt sponsor, though, at least. I'm not hugely... It almost looks a little bit like a Scottish kit in a way. I don't know why. Just getting that kind of feeling from it. But yeah, instantly lose points for having Angry Birds on the side from there. Definitely. Next up we have Leicester. Ava says 2 out of 10. Props to the photographer making this photo look like a 2000s boy band shoot. That's all these kits have going for it. Oof, okay. Savage. Yeah, I like Leicester's home kit. I kind of like the gold and the blue. It appears to be a pre-season sale. I kind of like the gold and the blue. I'm not a fan of this check, though, at all. I would rather much be plain. I quite like the gold stripes, though. I think that's a good look. But the check, yeah, doesn't do that for me. We have the pink away kit. Am I weird that I actually really like this? Shades of like Germany in the 80s, obviously, which is a bit weird that they've done that. Very much like the German home kit, actually. But it looks all right. I don't like the fact that the stripes don't go down the sleeve. I think that's a little bit weird. I like the fact that they've still got pink stripes on the shorts. That's cool. Yeah, it's okay. It does look weird on the shoulders, though, don't you think? Like, there's a little bit weird there. I'm trying to see what it says on the side there, but I can't quite make it out. Badge looks absolutely stuck on, so don't like that either. Don't know why that seems to be a thing this year. I like the fact that they've at least done it in the colours of the shirt and stuff like that. I don't like it when they don't kind of change that up. I quite like that kit, though, weirdly. I think, is that the third kit, the black one? Let's go to that and have a look at that. Actually, we didn't look. Or is it a training wear kit? It might. Oh my god, that goalkeeper kit! I've just seen it. What is this? Oh my god. What even is this? Inspired by camouflage patterns. Why? Why? That's awful. It looks like mountain ranges, to be fair. Yeah, not sure about that one at all. I mean, it's a goalkeeper kit, so they're always pretty atrocious, aren't they, really? Is the black the training wear I take in our third kit? Yeah. I mean, it's just black, yeah, so there's nothing going on there. Overall, don't mind it too much, but yeah, not great. Yeah, and obviously Ava's not a fan either. Liverpool. 6 out of 10, she says. At least they went for something slightly different with the thin pinstripe stripes. Yeah, it's again that thing of like going for the kind of retro look, I guess. Goalkeeper kit's okay. It doesn't really look like a goalkeeper kit though. Don't like the collar. The circular collar, I don't think it looks good. I've never been a fan of circular collars, to be honest with you, on anything at all. And yeah, I don't mind that the kind of like the pinstripe going down there. Away kit, there's some type of pattern on there I can't quite make out, so we'll go on to the Liverpool thing and have a look. I'm sure a lot of people will be buying this kit. A lot. But well, that just loads for some reason. Liverpool's website is pretty slow. Not, I wouldn't say I'm a fan of it, to be honest with you. You can kind of make out the pattern here. Very boring goalkeeper kit shirt. But yeah, I wouldn't say I'm a particular fan of that. I think it's a little bit boring. I think if I was a Liverpool fan, I'd be fine with this home kit. Although, as I said, I don't like the collar. Why they didn't do like a V-neck like that, I don't know. But there you go. I'd give that like a 5 out of 10, to be honest with you. I'd give the Leicester one actually probably like a 7 for the away, but I'd give the home kit, I don't like the checks, and I'd give that like a 4 probably. Also, why is this guy wearing walking boots? They're like those walking trainers people wear, and they look really old as well. It's really weird. Anyway, yeah, so that's them. Man City. Man City have a very interesting lineup. Although Ava disagrees. She says 4 out of 10. Why is this year so boring for everyone? At least last year there was some creativity. Oh no, sorry, that was Man United. Sorry. Oh, here we are. So Man City. She reviewed each of them. So this is the home kit here. She said 3 out of 10. Not my favourite, but at least they used a blue shade that isn't seen as often in this year's kit list. Yeah, I mean, it's not like they could really change it, is it? They are known as the sky blues. I like the purple offsetting it. I think that's really nice. It is kind of a kit of what it is, if that makes sense. Let's go to the online store. We'll maybe see a little bit more. And I mean that in so much as they couldn't go for like stripes, I don't think, or anything like that. You know, you are kind of, oh my god, £100. Holy £100! Are you actually kidding me? How much is it for like Crystal Palace? Like, is this now how much they cost? I know it's got all the badges and everything like that, but come on, this is nonsense. £100. Adult. Let's go for the Pro Fit. £51. And I guess if you wanted it personalised or whatever, it costs you a little bit more, but that doesn't seem £100. Holy cow. I mean, it gets deducted marks just for being £100. There's some sort of pattern on this, I think. It's not just the picture, but yeah, it's kind of what you would expect from Man City, isn't it, really? As I said, I quite like the purple. It offsets it a little bit, although I feel like it's a bit more pronounced in this picture than it is here, weirdly, because of the way they've kind of made this photo look. But yeah, this away kit I think is disgusting. Ava says away, 7 out of 10. She likes it. Reminds me of the 80s, but mainly those licorice all sorts that are absolutely disgusting, but quite nice to look at. I don't understand why it has hazard tape on the shoulder. That's my beef with it. So I don't mind it. I like what they've done with the 2 colours on the thing. I like the fact that that, oh my god, is it only on one shoulder? It's £95. It's only on one shoulder. Why? That's crazy. What is going on? Yeah, if it didn't have that, I'd say that's a nice, smart shirt. Little bit of colour, you know, for a black shirt. It's all right, but what's with the hazard tape on one side? Reference to Hacienda Club and record label design aesthetic. I mean, I'm flabbergasted by that choice. I'm also flabbergasted by the just everything. By the price. And then we have their third kit, which is, it looks like that drink you get at McDonald's, the like lemonade drink, I think it is. I mean, it looks great, doesn't it? It looks great because you don't often see a kit like that. But would you wear that in public would be my question there. Because the thing is, if you're going in public, you're not going to wear the full kit. I think as a full kit, it looks pretty cool. I think wearing it in public with like some jeans or something like that, it would look weird. I don't like the collar on it either. Let's have a look at how it looks here without the... Okay, actually that's grown on me a little bit more seeing it like that, I guess. I could kind of see that. I like the colour of the shorts though, actually. I like this kind of peach. David says 9 out of 10. I love the gradient here. It reminds me of a watermelon frozen drink on a hot day, sitting on the grass, wishing your cares away. I can kind of understand that, yeah. It looks pretty cool, I think. Why does one have a black band and one doesn't, but you pay £5 for the black band? Man City, you are running some sort of like... so £65 for... So what difference is this? That costs £30 more. Let's have a look. What, less sponsors? I mean, I'd take that any day. Okay. I failed to see the £30 difference. Is it just better material? Because that seems outrageous for the fact that the other one is already £65. I mean, I literally don't see a difference there for why you're paying £30 more. It's pretty outrageous. I think in terms of like an overall kit, that's probably my favourite so far, just because it's like so colourful and different. But as I said, not sure I'd necessarily wear that out. And yeah, we'll see, I guess, there. I certainly wouldn't buy it. I can assure you of that. So let's move on to Manchester United. Ava says 4 out of 10. Why is this year so boring for everyone? At least last year there was some creativity. Oh my god. Yeah, I think Man United kits the last few years have been pretty bad. Now I like this home kit, bar the badge. I think the badge looks terrible on there. You can't do much about shirt sponsors, I guess, in a way, and it's not a very good one, because the colour kind of takes away. I think it would look awesome if they had just had it like all in black as a shirt sponsor, but obviously they don't want to do that, I guess, Chevrolet. But that would look pretty cool. Otherwise, I like the shirt. I like the colours and everything like that look good, but as I said, I just think there's a couple of things just ruining it there. It almost looks a little bit like it's some sort of like soft touch type of fabric, actually. Let's have a little look. 10% off if I want to order it. Yeah, it kind of does look a little bit like it's a bit softer. I don't know if it says anything. Jersey honours 20 years since that fateful night in Barcelona. Made for... Oh, God, they bang on about that so much, don't they? Made for fans, this version has a looser cut. The thing is, they never used to bang on about it because they used to win things, and now they stopped winning things. Everything seems to be about that night in Barcelona. Special crest honouring the incredible 98-99 season. It's not even like it... Do with this last season. That's what I don't get. Why wouldn't you have done this last season? Because that would have been like, what, 20 years? Just do it this season. Just smells of like trying to cash in on nostalgia for it. No, thank you, Paul Pogba. No, thank you. Yeah, it kind of smells of them trying to cash in on nostalgia a little bit, doesn't it, there? Yeah, not a fan of this either. I mean, what the hell is this? What do they say? Born from the pavement. Manchester United's away jersey draws inspiration from the mosaics that decorate the streets of Manchester. Jesus Christ. You literally are wearing a shirt that is designed like a pavement. I mean, what on earth are you doing? Made for fans, this football jersey is slightly looser cut than the ones the professionals wear on the pitch. In other words, we know you're not as athletic as the guys running around, so you might want a little bit more give there around the waist, right? It's disgusting. What even is that? It looks all right in this picture, I think, but this... What? Come on, guys. People get paid to design these things. Someone got paid to design this after wandering around Manchester and going, oh, the most interesting thing about Manchester is the pavements. Let's design a kit after that. Like, what are you like? No. Ava gave it 4 out of 10. I'm giving that a 1 out of 10. The home kit, I'll give a 5 out of 10, but it's let down by its badge and its shirt sponsor, I think. Otherwise, it could be really nice. Next up, we have Norwich. Ava says 3 out of 10. This colour palette looks like one of those sponges used to wash dishes. Sponge queens. Yeah, I actually agree. I actually brought some of those today from the supermarket. Totally agree. You know, the ones which have like the little green scour on top and then the soft sponge underneath. It's not Norwich's fault really. That's their colours, isn't it? But it does kind of look a little bit like that with the way it's kind of designed there. And they've gone for that kind of like spotty gradient there. I mean, there's a lot of happy people there. It's Norwich. They're always going to be yellow and green because that's what their colours are on their home kit. So what can you do about that, really? I don't think it's terrible, but I don't think it's very good. There's a lot going on. It doesn't necessarily need to. This like yellow triangle on the collar and the different gradient you've got on the shoulders, that it's just weird, I think. Goalkeeper Kit is basic as hell as well. Yeah. Training kit, I don't even know what you got going on. Or travel wear. Training kit is awful. It's horrible. Jesus. Why is the collar like come down and bigger there than that? Who thought these things up? Come on, people. Yeah, I would give that like a 4 out of 10 maybe if they're lucky. Next up we have Sheffield United. Ava says 8 out of 10. Saw this and went ooh, which means it's the most original out of them all, with gold decal, white trim and red stripes. Decent. Let's have a look online because we don't get a very good shot here actually. Where's the gold decal? Where's gold on there? There's no gold on there whatsoever. What? Okay. Interesting. I don't know where the gold is. Nope, there's no gold on there, so maybe it's not as interesting. White trim and red stripes. Yeah, I mean, it's okay. I mean, it's a horrible like logo on there. It's like it looks like some sort of like Brexit logo on there. Yeah, I don't think it's that good. But you know, fair play to them for even being on this list. I wouldn't have thought that last season. Next up we have Southampton. Ava says 9 out of 10. I stand corrected. I like these. They feel athletic, modern and streamlined. Good job. Let's get a little bit of a closer look. I think they had this design last season with the black up there as well. They were incorporating more black into their kit. Southampton have recent years. I don't like this though. I'm not gonna lie. It looks weird. I think the way the black doesn't go up there, and it kind of looks like someone's. You know when people wear those short bibs in football, and they're kind of almost like a bra. It kind of looks a bit like that. I think it looks even weirder when it's on a woman like that as well. I don't like the stripes coming up there either. These kind of like different colour stripes. I don't get the point of that at all. It's like somebody was like, oh, we've got to do something a bit different, a little bit. Yeah, let's just put some stripes going up it like that. I don't like the collar. You know me, I like a collar, but this isn't a collar. It's like a half collar thing. The away kit is even worse. I would give all of this like a 3 out of 10. Yeah, I think it's disgusting, but there you go. You know, what do I know? Yeah, don't like them. They look like, yeah, they're weird. They look really weird. I think I don't think they look good on athletes here. Like this seems to be like very much emphasizing his chest area, and so I'm like, on football fans, what the hell is that going to look like? It's going to be awful. Yeah, so I don't think I would wear that. Next up we have West Ham. Ava says 1 out of 10. You need a new designer, mate. Yeah, not a fan of this. I think Umbro have made some bad kits this season. We had one which has looked good, and there's been Umbro. Like the Everton one I wasn't a fan of. The Burnley one I thought was solid. Bournemouth's a bit boring. They either seem to be boring, Umbro, or they really go over the top, and I think this is one of those ones where it's a bit over the top. Like this looks like a training kit here, and don't get me started with that arm logo. That is, I can understand this is kind of like a throwback shirt, so I do kind of get that. But I just don't think it's that nice. There's something about it I think that's just missing. I guess it looks better when you don't have the logo on it. I will say that much. It's a shame you can't buy that unless you're under 18. But there's something about it missing. I don't know whether it's because the collar is still blue. Like I would have been tempted to go with the claret there. I don't know if that's a thing or what. I'm not a fan of this arm logo at all. Badge is. I don't really like the badge. I'll be honest. Actually, it's pretty boring, isn't it? Yeah, not a fan of that. I'd give that about 4 out of 10. The away kit is just basic as hell, isn't it, really? So yeah, that's as much as we've got so far on there. We haven't got ones from, I think it's Wolves, Spurs, not West Ham, Wolves, Spurs, Watford, I think it is, and Newcastle. Yeah, so there's still a few missing. I'll catch up on those ones. So overall, my favourite one, I mean, if I take out the Crystal Palace equation, because I'm always biased, so if I don't include Crystal Palace, I actually quite like the Chelsea away kit because they've brought back a collar, and I quite like a collar. The Man City third kit, I just think it's kind of really interesting. Although I'd be a fan of this if they did that on the other shoulder, but I find it weird that you've only got that on one shoulder. Like, I don't get it. Yeah, but other than that, I think this year is quite atrocious for football kits, actually. I think it's pretty bad. I like the away kit on Leicester as well. I will say that, the pink. Overall, so I'd say taking Crystal Palace out of the equation, because I think that's fair, I'd say my favourite kit would be the third kit on Man City. I'd say second favourite would be the Chelsea away kit on there. I think that looks quite smart, although again, don't like the way this looks like it would just peel off, but I think it's quite smart. And my third favourite, I'd probably go for the Leicester third kit. In terms of my least favourite, as in the worst football kits, I would probably go for Southampton just for this design on there, but West Ham would be up there as well, I think. Just doesn't look good, I don't think. Who else have we got that's pretty terrible? I see Everton, I don't think is good, but I don't think it's terrible. Chelsea home kit I don't like, but again, it's not terrible. It's not like I'd literally be embarrassed to wear that in public because of the way it looks. Arsenal's just kind of boring rather than anything else. I don't know if there's anything that I'd look at and go, I would be, the pavement one. Yeah, Man United away. I'd be embarrassed to wear that in public because it's based upon a pavement. That, and probably I think West Ham's kit. I think my two least would be like second and third. West Ham third, Man United away second, Southampton both kits first because they look like a bra. It's weird. I don't like it. There's something about it. It makes me feel a little bit queasy. I never liked those little bibs as well. I always thought they were a bit weird. But yeah, I think that concludes this look through the kits. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. As I said, I'll catch up on some of the others. I'll do another transfer roundup next week because we have seen some interesting stuff going on as well. So we'll chat about that. But till then, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.